What's going on, traders? This is Jack with the Trading Tribe, and today we are back at it with another video, kind of recapping a current swing trade of mine and going through really my start to finish plan with swing trading AMD. AMD's been on my watch list for quite a while now. We've been even talking about it in the group quite a bit. If we look at it over here on one of the longer term time frames, right, we can see AMD had quite the run in early 2024. And then around March time frame, right, we've had this nice pullback. And depending on the time frame you look at, right, if we look at something like the daily, all we've really done is we've pulled back to like the 200 moving average. So we do this quite a bit on AMD. We'll notice we did the same thing last October before this last really nice bull run. And we've done similar things in the past. So what I'll typically do for swing trading stocks is I'll essentially wait for this pullback to occur, and then I'll wait for the price to start consolidating. And we can see the last few weeks, right? If we drop down to like a 4-hour chart, for example, the last few weeks, right, we have kind of dropped all the way down to the 140s. And then we've started to really consolidate. So really for the last couple weeks from the end of April all the way through to the beginning of July, AMD hasn't done much, right? It's kind of been stuck in that 140 to 170 range. And this has really made it kind of part of my watch list, kind of waiting for it to actually show strength. And when you see a stock like this, right, that's been strong in the past, that's done extremely strong on the fundamental side with things like earnings, and has this much room, right? It can go from 150 to 230, which is a huge move, right? We're seeing $80 per share potential here, so lots of money's on the table if this does get bullish again. All I've essentially been doing is waiting for it to actually show signs of strength again. And the main kind of key level I was looking at was this 174 level. We'll notice in early June, it looks like, right? This was a really big key level. It was also a big key level in the past for AMD as kind of past ceilings and past floor levels. And so I was really watching for kind of how we reacted to that level. And that really is what kicked off the trade. So if we look over here on the right to the last few days of AMD on this 5-minute chart, we can see AMD really did find support right in the 150s and start some really nice momentum up. And so what I did to kind of kick off the trade is actually just bought some shares. So I do have an entry price of around 172, which is right before this latest breakout. So really right about here is where I got in, right? Kind of like we talked about, I like to get in around key levels as those kind of confirm my thesis. So in this case, right, we were watching AMD for that 174 breakout. So as it approached 174, right, that gave me the confirmation that this really could begin that next bull market move. And in this case, right, you're risking just this last low. So you can see my stop loss is under that last low. And it's a pretty sweet trade in that sense, right? You're risking about 20 points, a little bit less than 20 points, right, for 50 or 60 points. And so it's like a 3-to-1 type swing trade on the stock side. I also took this on the options side as well. So I have kind of a blended strategy here. I bought some monthly calls on it as well. Wanted to do both though, just in case this move does take quite a while. Obviously, options are time based. So in the event that, AMD only goes to 200 and then it pulls back, I wanted to capture a little bit of that initial momentum with options and then have, right, the shares where I can hold as long as I need to for kind of that full target of previous all-time highs, which is all the way up at like 227. They do have earnings coming up as well, which should be a really good catalyst in end of July to kind of push them higher. They've been consistently beating on earnings, and the semiconductor space has been extremely strong. So this is definitely a swing trade I feel very confident in. And the price action is telling us, right, that we are in a great trade as well. So hopefully this makes sense, kind of how I found the trade, how I'm planning on executing the exits of the trade as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below with those questions. Also, please like and subscribe to the channel. That helps a lot and shows me that you want more content like this. So if not, that would be very appreciated. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk next time.